Hi guys, this is student forecaster Stephen Boyle for the Northeast Storm Center and for Southern New England Weather Works. This is a web briefing on the upcoming blizzard. This is Thursday, February 7th, 2013. It is just after 11:50. And this forecast will be valid through Saturday, February 9th, 2013. So here are the current watches and the warnings that are being posted by NOAA. And basically, there are winter weather advisories in our northernmost and in our southernmost areas of the forecast region. Basically, we do have also, there are some winter headlines that are being put out into some of our farmost western regions of our forecast area. Basically, there are winter weather advisories in extreme northern Vermont and also portions of Maine. Also, southern New Jersey, south central Pennsylvania, as well as a lot of central Pennsylvania, western portions of Virginia, and eastern portions of West Virginia, and northern portions of Maryland are under a winter weather advisory. In these areas, up to 4 inches of snow. Particularly, the 4 inches I expect to occur is in these regions, as well as in southern New Jersey. Once you start getting into these areas, even extreme southern portions in here will probably only be seeing up to an inch, maybe even on Cape May, probably up to an inch as well. Not a lot of snow into these regions. There will be a little bit more mixing, and maybe even we'll be dealing with some rain into these areas. Winter storm warnings are being put out in through a lot of New Jersey, all of northern Pennsylvania, and eastern Pennsylvania. Good deal of New York, all of western Massachusetts and central Massachusetts, southern Vermont, all of New Hampshire, and a good deal of Maine. There are blizzard warnings that are being put out for down east Maine, also basically coastal Massachusetts, all of Rhode Island, all of Connecticut, the New York City metro area, and also Long Island. Basically, what is a blizzard warning and what is a winter storm warning? A blizzard warning is categorized as a snow event with very heavy winds and very reduced visibilities. All right. Now, is a blizzard categorized by accumulation? No. Okay. You can have a blizzard warning and only 3 to 6 inches of snow. All right. What a blizzard warning means is it means basically visibilities between at least a quarter of a mile or less, winds gusting for a extended period of time of over 35 miles an hour, or at any one given point, winds sustained at 35 miles an hour. That is basically what a blizzard warning means. Okay. Now, with that being said, okay, does it mean the people under the blizzard warnings are going to get very little snow? No, but it just means that the people who are under the winter storm warnings, or who may be, like, let's say if you're in northern Worcester County, or let's say if you're in eastern Hampden County, or let's say if you're in Rockingham County in New Hampshire, western portions and central portions, you're looking to the county to your east, or areas just to your east or just to your south, and you're like, what? I'm not under a blizzard warning? So does that mean I'm not going to be dealing with a very intense situation while people... No, that doesn't mean a thing. What that essentially just means is that basically they're going to they have a higher chance of meeting the criteria. Not only that, though, but it still means that people who live near this blizzard warning, who are under a winter storm warning, you will most likely be seeing blizzard conditions. It doesn't mean anything that you're not under the blizzard warning. Also, another concern is that there are coastal flood headlines that are out. There are coastal flood advisories out for portions of Massachusetts. I know coastal flood watches are out into portions of Delaware. Coastal flood warnings as well. So this is a very, very major situation. Also, what I want everybody to notice is that there is a hurricane force wind warning that is being put out, and this is not onshore. This is a marine warning. This is a marine type warning that they are putting out for basically the waters off of Cape Cod, as well as some of your waters off the Atlantic coast. But yeah, it's looking very major. There is a very high probability that we could be talking about hurricane force winds going well into portions of New England. Here is the current radar, or the most recent radar. I took this just before I created the video. This was, I believe, as of 11 o'clock. And basically the current, or at this particular time, basically you have heavy snow encompassing a good chunk of Michigan, actually all of Michigan, eastern portions of Wisconsin, and northeastern Illinois. This is associated with a clipper system. We have another area of low pressure right on the border of Georgia and South Carolina. This is the main feature. However, this is a fairly enhanced situation as far as a clipper system goes. This is definitely not a, your normal moisture-starved clipper. This clipper is actually fairly intense. There have been many areas that have been reporting about 8 inches of snow with this, which is very intense for a clipper system. So basically what we're watching is these two low pressures. We're watching for a phase. Essentially, a phase is basically the energy from this storm or from this clipper to essentially transfer or come together with the energy with this storm and basically come together somewhere around South Jersey or the northern portions of the Delmarva Peninsula. That's basically where I am anticipating where this phase should occur between these two storms. That essentially spells out trouble for people who live basically in the New York City metro area, the Boston metro area, the Hartford area, the Albany area, and also northeastern Pennsylvania. This is a very serious situation for these people, and could potentially be life-threatening. Here is a simulated radar, or this is what models have simulated for radar imagery. And basically what this is showing you is how intense these bands will be. Alright, and basically this model here is showing you well, basically the regular green. Now this is not rain. This is basically what the radar is physically going to be showing. Essentially when you see a radar imagery and you see the blue as the snow and this and that, it's basically that's sort of simplified for everybody. This is more for QPF. You sort of have to kind of know where the rain-snow line is. And basically, in this particular situation, rain-snow lines will not be a major problem for New England. Maybe at the onset of this storm, there could be a little bit of mixing going on the Cape, but other than that, there is not a lot of mixing that will be going on with this storm. Even in the New York City area, I don't anticipate much in the way of mixing. But basically, you see these bright yellows and oranges. What that basically means is that there will be rates of at least now this says rates of at least 3 inches an hour. At the minimal 2 inches in these areas. There are areas of at least 6 inches of snow an hour into these very dark orange, some of these orange areas. And again, this shows it a little bit more intensely. You can see these areas showing over 3 inches, over 3 inches an hour, up to 6 inches an hour. So very, very intense situation. And again, these greens are definitely not light snows. The light snows are actually these blues and very light blues. That's what the light snow is. These greens are actually at least a half an inch of snow an hour, with the brighter greens being an inch an hour, an inch to an inch and a half. So basically, it's going to be fairly intense here. These are surface winds, and basically this kind of shows you how intense the winds just will be. And yeah, many models, not just this particular one, but many models are indicating a well-defined eye, and basically winds as being shown by NOAA, they're putting out hurricane force wind warnings. There will be winds sustained into these areas of at least 70 miles an hour. Could these come on shore? I actually do anticipate these winds to come on shore and gust up over 80 miles an hour into some cases. Here is again the pressure and location of the low pressure system, just to give you an idea. You have the low pressure center centered just southeast of Nantucket, and you have basically a 969 millibar low. This is some storm here with 969 millibars, and basically, what this is putting out there is that you will be seeing very strong winds. There will be winds with this system that go as far west as Pennsylvania. That's how far this windshield goes. Very, very far. All right. Now, what I want everybody to understand is that you have these winds going in a counterclockwise rotation. Okay. Now, you have winds coming in a counterclockwise rotation. Basically, these winds are pounding against the coastline of Massachusetts, New England, and at one point they will be pounding coastal Connecticut. At this particular point, they're also pounding in on the New York City area and Long Island. Very, very serious situation because of the fact that we will be seeing these winds. They are pressing against the water. Basically, what this will cause is basically higher wave heights. And with that being said, they will be causing the potential for very significant coastal flooding and beach erosion. Very, very serious issues going on as far as coastal regions go. Not looking too good as like I said, for coastal flooding. So basically, this is the summary. Snowfall rates of 2 to 4 inches an hour with thunder being possible. Winds should be gusting up over 75 miles an hour, especially on Long Island. I forgot to put down coastal, but coastal Connecticut, all of Rhode Island, and southeastern Mass. Coastal flooding and beach erosion is possible from the New Jersey coast through the Maine coast. Visibilities of a quarter to 0 miles, especially in New England and northern New Jersey. And then blizzard conditions for all of southern New England and New York City. Basically, that means very heavy winds and very low visibilities. Rain for areas south of Pennsylvania with up to 2 inches in southern Pennsylvania. Mixing issues will be occurring in southern New Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania. Over 12 inches in northern New Jersey and New York City, with at least 24 inches in most of southern New England. Drifts of up to 10 feet through a large chunk of southern New England. And these are my forecasted snowfall totals. Basically, these are the trace to 2 inches that I'm expecting for extreme southern regions. You basically go just a little bit to the north of that. You have 2 to 4 inches. Then you have about 4 to 8 for central New Jersey, most of central Pennsylvania, up through extreme northeastern Ohio, and then a great deal of our region. This is basically all of New York, except for southeastern regions. Also, a good deal of northern PA, central Vermont, central New Hampshire, and a good part of Maine. About 8 to 10 inches of snow. We start going in through areas about 50 miles northwest of the coast of Maine, through central New Hampshire, southern Vermont, areas northwest of Albany, parts of northeastern Pennsylvania, and central New Jersey. Could be talking about 10 to 16 inches of snow. Then we have a good 16 to 24 from coastal Maine, south central New Hampshire, extreme northwestern Vermont, I'm getting a little tired. It's been a very long day. Extreme northwestern Massachusetts, areas east of the Hudson River Valley, and all of northern New Jersey and Long Island. Basically 16 to 24 inches of snow. Then we go in through all of coastal Connecticut, the Hudson River Valley, through areas of the Berkshires, and through northern Mass, southern portions of New Hampshire, and coastal Maine. Basically 24 to 36 inches of snow, and over 36 inches of snow for a good deal of Massachusetts, a good deal of southern New Hampshire, all of northern Connecticut, central Connecticut, and a good chunk of Rhode Island. Basically, this is going to be a very major storm. Basically, this is a very serious situation. This could be as major, if not a little bit more major, than Sandy was. I know that's a very big statement, but I just want to, I can't enforce it enough. This is a very, very, very serious situation. It's been a very long time since we've seen a storm of this caliber, and it's just going to be massive for a lot of people. Drifts will be intense, but not only that, but the winds, and it's just going to be, there's a lot of issues. Another issue that could be arising, especially on the Cape, is that there could be, to start, a little bit of mixing, and a lot of this will be wet, okay? However, we're going to see a rapid transition over to snow as this storm comes up, and as we start getting winds coming in here out of the northwest, out of the northeast, and basically you think of the counterclockwise flow. You are going to get winds coming out of the northwest, because basically you're going to get a counterclockwise flow, something like this. What that's going to do is you're going to see this rapid transition over to snow, and basically you're going to get a flash freeze, okay? So you're going to get a mixin' for a little bit, and then you're going to get an all of a sudden flash freeze with very rapid snowfall rates. Very, very concerning, because basically you are going to be basically talking about black ice, first of all. Secondly, when we do get this rapid transition, it's going to be a very, very wet snow, stuff that would stick to everything, the sides of buildings, power lines, trees, cars, everything. Okay, and this is at the beginning when we rapidly transition over. Very, very major concern for people who live in on the Cape, because the weight of the water that has froze from the mixing, and also the weight of the very heavy wet snow, will cause the potential for power outages, particularly on the Cape and the islands. But basically, power outages are gonna be definitely a probability for a lot of people, and throughout most of the Northeast. So, and also, many flights will be canceled. Many flights. So just make sure you are prepared for this. And this storm does have a potential to beat the blizzard of 78, potentially by a long shot as well. So please be prepared. We do have a very historic storm, and basically I hope everybody is ready, and I hope you all stay safe. And that is, again, this web briefing. Thank you for listening, and I will be back soon. Have a great evening, everybody.